And we're live. Good
Good.
morning, everybody. Daniel Allison, the average dude, and I've got my cousin co-hosting with me on a Thursday. It's First Sip. Good morning, Jenny Winnie.
Good morning.
How are
How
we
are you?
feeling this? How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling fantastic,
Are
Daniel.
you?
Yeah.
I like that. This is episode 2 out of 472. What was episode 1 like for you? First Sip. You did that earlier this week. What was that like being on First Sip? You like it?
I did. It was,
It's
I mean, it felt very not pressured. You know what I'm saying?
not pressure. I
Yeah.
love that.
I mean,
It's
you didn't feel like you had like to pull out the, monkey, out of the box to
That's
perform.
right. That's right. Because we're all just trying to get in here, get comfortable. We've got great people joining us this morning. If you're in the comments, thanks for joining. The whole idea, get your mind right, get your coffee out. Jenny, you got a coffee or Diet Coke? What you got? A little
Diet.
Diet Coke. Let's get a little coffee. We're talking sales today. It's going to be fantastic. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Oh yeah, that first sip. Now let me just say this for those of you folks that don't know my co-host Freddie Blanton. As much as I like working with Jenny, I tell you what, Freddie comes in and that boy has more energy than I know what to do with. I
yeah.
mean, I told somebody at the workout this morning. I said, "Man, I miss that energy. I miss that just over the
I
top."
mean, he's like it's like he's like a little firework, you know,
He
and they
he
light it, and then it counts down, and then that music comes, and he's like, wow. I'm like,
Yeah. So it kind of changes the pace and keeps you on your toes. But hey, we've got 3 great guests backstage. They've all been in sales. We've all been in sales. It's the human being game, and it's something that we talk about a lot. So I can't wait to dig into this conversation. But let's say good morning to all these great people on the bus. And I thought about this guy this morning. This is Mr. Gary. Good morning, Gary. Great to see Gary. Gary's in Dallas, Fort Worth area.
oh
Jenny,
wow,
you ever been to Dallas?
just in the airport.
Just in the airport, yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure Antarctic Mike has been in the airport as well.
I think so.
Buongiorno. Good morning, Joe. Great to see Joe from the Boston area. There's a Paul Pappy, business owner in the upstate of South Carolina. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. Let's do something amazing
Amazing.
today. I like that. Let's see what Vicky Watts. Good morning, First Sip friends. Jenny and the dude return again.
Jenny and the
Winnie.
dude.
I like working with my cousin. There's Joe again. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. What do you think about this stuff, Jenny? Everybody says gratitude is the attitude. What do you think? How do you get grateful when things aren't going so well? How does Jenny do that?
Well, being grateful for what I do have, honestly. It's like you can sit there and somebody was saying, I just heard this the other day. It's like, a hummingbird has to just beat its wings so fast, and he can sit there and look at the eagle who just catches these and like, what did I do? What did I do wrong?
That's
But
right.
but the thing is, it's like, they both use what they have and get what they need, and it's like be thankful for what you do have. And don't always look at somebody else's wings and what they're doing.
And we fall into that trap and we catch ourselves, and then we have to remind ourselves that gratitude, what we have, is enough.
Yep.
We can't talk about gratitude enough. It really can turn your day around, and that's what we're all about, getting our attitude right. And that's a big deal. Let's go. Matt is on the bus, but he's also backstage, and I like that when people can be in 2 places at once.
Yeah.
So hey, we are talking sales today. And I know, Jenny, you've been a business owner, and that means you've had people trying to sell you stuff, right?
Yep. And I've had to sell stuff.
Exactly. And that's my point. No matter who is watching this, we are all in sales. We're all in sales. There's DJ. Good morning, DJ. Great to have you with us this morning. When you think about a great salesperson from the past, the people that you enjoyed working with, maybe they were selling credit card processing, maybe they were there to clean your windows, maybe they were selling you clothing, you had a boutique. Who is it that you like to work with? What is a good salesperson?
Well, you know, the person that I liked them. I mean, honestly, it's like, you know, I know it's kind of cliche, but sell yourself before you sell whatever it is you have, your product. And honestly, I always go back to this one guy who I just did not want to do advertising with. His company just didn't want to. Then I liked him, and then I bought all these stupid ads.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of him.
That's right. He did something to kind of change the way that you viewed the situation, and he stood out in a certain kind of way, huh? And you wanted to work with him.
Yeah, because he well, I know we're going to talk about it. He wasn't pushy.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't, I have the best, but he came through for me. He really came through for me.
Well, what before I introduce all three guests at once, and we're just going to bring everybody on here, what is your selling technique when you had somebody come in and they're getting ready to spend a lot of money with you, buying a bunch of clothes? What did you do to try to get them?
For talking to them, getting to know them, also giving them space. Don't, you know, give them space, but also be honest.
Yeah.
It's like, if it does, you know, if they're wanting your honest opinion, if you have a product and it's like, this is really not going to work for you, or I would not do this, be honest. Don't just try to make the sale.
I love that. Saying the truth. I'm going to bring up three very experienced salespeople. We're going to meet them. We're going to hear what they say about sales and whatever else is on their mind. We're going to invite everybody up, and then we're going to introduce everybody. How about that?
Perfect.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're going to start with Antarctic Mike. Mike, I've known you for quite some time now. You've been traveling the country. You've met a lot of people. You've heard a lot of stories. You've seen a lot of salespeople. What do you love? What fires you up, Antarctic Mike, at this stage of the game? What do you really enjoy about what you do?
I make a difference in people's lives. And I feel like what I'm doing now is a mission more than it is a profession. Yes, it pays the bills like we all have, but more importantly, it's a mission. And that's what I really love about it. And I meet the most interesting people and I see the most interesting kind of companies. I mean, the things you walk past and drive past that you have no idea about, but you depend on them every day in your life. It's interesting.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go to Metalman Matt next. And Metalman Matt, you've been in the metals business for quite some time. I'm curious, what brings you more joy? Is it a closed deal, or is it helping someone in your network? You do both of those things. You're a seller, you're selling, but then you also know a lot of people and you love to connect people. What brings you more joy?
Probably helping people in the network. You know, you can more than likely, if it all comes together right, you can do both at the same time.
Absolutely.
So there's always that possibility, but definitely helping people in the network, because the network is going to be your net worth long term, right? And if you work your network, you're going to have plenty of flowers blooming all the time for you.
Absolutely. Work your network. And it's an energy thing, like we talk about, right? You do a little giving, you get a little back, and it reciprocates and it brings everybody energy. We've got another someone from outside of the area, Joe Fontana. Joe, welcome back to First Sip, man. So good to see you.
Always happy to be here.
Hey, I've got a question for you. You've worked with a lot of sellers throughout your time in sales. You've trained a lot of folks. What brings you joy about sales at this point in the game?
Seeing a young kid start to believe in themselves, to stop looking at themselves, because a lot of young sellers look at themselves as a character or a role that they're playing, almost akin to acting. Like, this is my role, this is my prospect's role. When sellers start to believe, that disappears. It's, I'm here to have a conversation. I'm here to move the needle. I'm here to make an impact. I'm here to bring value. And once a seller starts to believe in themselves and believe in all of those things, they're absolutely deadly.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing that in young sellers, because it's not something you can manufacture, it's
Mm.
not something you can pep talk a guy into. So to see
Hmm.
that in a young seller, to see that start to flourish, always puts a smile on my face.
Absolutely. Mike, where does that come from? We all kind of know that it's almost like an energy that comes off of a seller if they're not desperate. Jenny talked about someone earlier that she just connected with. What do you think that is that connects us to one person over another? It just one person allows us to connect with him.
Well, I think you have to make a conscious decision to let go of the sale. And what I mean by that is you have to cut the strings that are attached to
Yeah.
all the things that you want and the things that you need. Yes, you have to make a sale. Yes, that's how you pay the bills. The kids have to eat. The cat goes to the vet. We all
Mhm.
understand that. But when you go into a conversation and you've got strings attached to all the things you want and need, you pollute the conversation. And
Yep.
people can see the strings from 1,000 miles away with a blindfold.
Yep.
Absolutely. Jenny,
Like,
what's
what-
on your mind?
Well, I just agree because it's like you have to, if I'm hearing what you're saying, is it's like your conversation's not dependent on that sale. Put the sale aside, have organic conversations. Legitimately, it's like if it sells, great. That's how I used to be. If it sells, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. This will be the
Right.
right thing for somebody else. But I still made that connection. And that had lasting benefits because these customers came back because they knew it wasn't about the sale for me. It wasn't
It's about the pain.
Hmm?
It's about the pain. It's this guy gets me. When you talk to, if you ask people to go out and talk to your favorite clients or people that call you their favorite seller, they're always going to say things like, he understands, he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
He
Oh, yeah.
understands. I'm so tempted to talk in a South Carolina accent with y'all here because I know I sound like a New York boy. But
Hey, you don't sound like you're from New York at all, Joe. I was wondering where you might
Oh.
be from.
you
Joe,
say
actually,
that to
I get a
all the
lot of
boss.
People are always
What was
like, "Are you from New York or are you from the South?" And I'm like, I don't know.
People tell you you're from New York
Do I sound Southern? Okay.
because you have one of those like megaphones on the side of their ear. Because I can tell you, you do not sound like you're from New York. But
That's
jokes
funny.
aside, great sellers are great because they resonate with the pain. They always start, they live with that pain. I get it. They show that they get it. It's a journey that they take with their prospects, with their clients. Some of those people always say it's always us against them. He's my partner. He's there with me. He's in the trenches with me. You don't see
Yeah.
enough of that today. Today now it's all AI and garbage notes written by people that don't know what good looks like. I did a post about it not 10 minutes ago. Because quite frankly, it's annoying to see the same idiots using the same model to tell me the same story in 80 different flavors of garbage. Sort of wish our man Freddie was here so I could buy a Bobcat, because that's how it's getting to the point now to just collect all this garbage. So make sure, average dude, that he sends me his card. I need a big Bobcat, one of those big, I don't even know what to call them. I need a big scoop. Because it's all the same. Look at your emails. Look at your DMs.
Oh,
When this happens. Worth a chat. Hey, congrats on this. You started a new job. Worth a chat. Like, everybody is using the same garbage algorithm and getting the same garbage results. To the point now, older cats like us get to win the day because we've conquered the code on how to have a relationship. Jenny, I did not mean to throw you into that older cat bunch. I was obviously referring to Antarctic Mike and Metal Man Matt with our grays and long teeth.
I get it.
That's
Hey,
so
I want to know if Mike agrees with what Joe was saying there. Do you think that what drives you crazy as you go around meeting these folks? Where are sellers messing up, Mike? Where are sellers messing up?
Well, we all get these emails or direct messages on social media at like 2:25 in the morning.
Yep.
Yep.
And they say things like, "Hey, I've noticed a trend in your company with your employees. And I'm like, I don't have a company and employees. Like, where is this? You know, it's like
Call out
they
the
use-
trends. People say that all the time. Hey, I noticed something about your competitors. Great, call them out.
they use social media as a confetti cannon, and they just spew out
Yeah.
bullet points, brochures,
I'm
and
stealing
BS.
that.
And
Confetti.
that's annoying. And then I'll sometimes take a screenshot of that message. I won't include the name because I'm not going to throw somebody under the bus. That doesn't work well for anybody. But I'll take a screenshot of this and I'll put it up in front of 1,000 people at the speaking engagement, and I'll say, if your people are doing this,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
burning their bridges and they're destroying your company. This is nonsense.
Oh, God. That's great.
You
Joe.
see, like it shows like, hey, I've taken a minuscule effort. I haven't done my work, and now I'm going to embarrass myself. Hey,
Yeah.
Joe,
Exactly.
I've noticed people in your field. Hey, I'm hearing something about your competitors. Or the best is, blah, blah, blah. Want me to share it?
Yeah.
Share it first. Hey, Joe, I want to show you that I know you. I want to show you that I've taken 30 effing seconds to do my research. Tell me what you think of this. Did I nail it?
Yeah.
I'll reply to that.
Yeah.
Well, I reply to everything. But if you come incorrect with me, Jenny, if you could put your hands over your ears, I go effing ballistic.
He does. We can't tell that by just talking to you, Joe. I mean, it doesn't seem
No, it's very subtle. It's
I'm not-
behind the scenes.
not
It's very,
Joe.
very, very demure. Very demure.
Hey,
Very
it's
demure
only
and held back.
8:12, Joe. It's
He's like,
only
I need a
8:12.
box.
But,
I need
but
to
this is a passion of mine. I've trained 5,000 plus sellers in my career. So when I see a note, the teacher in me, the educator, the mentor wants to help them. By note 50, I am fuming. Dropping F-bombs, go have sex with yourself. You're a joke. Like, just we're done here. Like, if you get me at 6:30 in the morning, hey, young man, here's where you went wrong, and here are some steps to better produce a more viable message. By 4:30, it's F-bomb, F-bomb, F-bomb. Here's the bag of bullets. Shoot yourself in the face, please.
That
But
person's like,
it's the same thing. Look, if you're on any social media long enough,
oh yeah.
you will feel
Same pattern.
almost set the beat to the message. Here's the first sentence. Here's the second. Here's the third sentence.
Yep.
And it's beyond annoying.
It is.
But I'm in the event business, so I love it when people send garbage messages out, because then it means that my clients can't have conversations with their prospects via email or DMs because dipsticks and dumbasses are ruining it, and they need to use my events to have those conversations. So please,
That's a good
if
selling
you're out there sending dumbass messages, please don't stop.
Yeah.
Daddy
yeah.
wants a Porsche.
Absolutely. I want to ask Metalman Matt. Matt, Jenny and I were talking about whatever day that was a couple of days ago, the difference between connecting with someone and just meeting them. And so you and I have been at networking meetings, and we've gone on sales calls, and shoot, you just go out and in general, what's the difference between connecting with someone and just meeting them?
I think meeting is more surface level. Connecting is more of a deeper, find out who they are, what they like, what you like, and sharing like experiences, right? We can meet a lot of people at networking events, but who are those people that truly we want to connect with on a deeper level? Whether we're sharing industry knowledge, whether we're sharing personal stuff, that's pretty much what I think about.
Yeah, Mike, you're great at getting involved in conversations. I think what Joe said is huge, right? We all want to be in the room, and we just want to be human, and we just want to have a real conversation. Mike, how do you see about getting in the room and really connecting? What's the difference?
It comes down to, do they like you and trust you? I'll give you a quick example. Many years ago, I met a guy on Facebook named Jeff Johnston, and I only took an interest in this guy because he would share stories about his stepson who had died from a drug overdose. And I took a genuine interest in this guy, Jeff, because of how vulnerable he was. Well, long story short, we end up on a phone call. This is about 5 years ago. And he said to me, Mike, he said, I don't know who you are. I don't even know what you do for a living, but I'm buying from you. He literally said that to me. And he and I are very close friends to this day. And I think the difference in what Matt just alluded to is you've got to build the bridge of like and trust, meaning a genuine interest in something that matters to them. And I'm not talking about just commenting about the picture on the desk. It goes way beyond.
No, you got to be real about it, like you did. You were real about it.
Yep.
I'd even take it a step further. People don't even care anymore if they like you. They care if you can be trusted.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, a purchase can mean a loss of income, a loss of reputation,
Right.
Hey,
a loss
Joe,
of your job. In my industry, if I mess up, somebody gets fired.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these big tech deals, real estate, you're buying offices, you're buying furniture, you're buying Bobcats. If something goes south, let's use Bobcats for an example. Freddie sells a fleet to a construction company. Every one of them is missing a fuel line. These fuel lines, and I'm just talking out of my rear end because my mouth doesn't know any better. These fuel lines are $100 a piece. Freddie sold 50 of them. The company doesn't have $5,000 to replace these fuel lines. Freddie's going to get read the Riot Act, and the guy who bought it from Freddie is getting fired. People will buy from people they trust. I have people that don't like me. They wouldn't follow me into the front door of their own home because you know how subtle I am and demure.
You are very subtle, I have to
Very
say.
subtle, like a flower, like a
I
flower.
can't even hardly tell what you
Oh
really
my
are.
God.
I know, right? It's like, is this guy trying to sell me something? But
Like,
at the end of the
I
day,
think he's
they
a little
trust me
heated.
because their problems are my problems, and I don't go to bed with problems. They own it. Like great sellers today know how to be there for the weddings and the funerals. The problem with a lot of sellers today is they only want to be there for the weddings.
yeah.
They want to be there for the meet
Let-
and greet, the handshake
so
and beer
let's-
and the steak and don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
Yep.
go south.
Let's talk about what we can do. What these folks are doing it the wrong way. Let's talk about how to get on someone's radar, how to connect with them. What's the right way? If Joe Fontana wants to connect with someone and he wants to get in the room with them and he wants to connect with them, does he send a 2 a.m. message? Is that his first play?
No, I knock on their door at 2 a.m. I typically sneak into their bedroom and start to tell stories underneath the bed. You need to do it underneath the bed because then it's not as creepy as laying in between him and his wife. You will go to jail for that. Trust me.
He's tried that sales
works.
technique.
Yeah, trust me. It's on page 6 of the book I wrote. That's why I tore it out.
Hey, Daniel.
Jokes aside, I did write a book about this. And what works today is I have done my homework and not just at a cursory level. I didn't just go to Metal Man Matt's LinkedIn profile, learn that he likes to be called Metal Man Matt, and go into my DM with my head so far up my ass I can pick my own teeth. So it was a better analogy in my brain, boys. I am terribly sorry.
No,
Um,
it was.
Better
I
than
got
that. That being said, because every message today is a cursory, skim level, hey, just my case. So you just became the CMO of this. Boom. Me. I tell the sellers all the time, you want to show that you care? Remove the word I from your message. You want to resonate with the guy today? You want to show you've done your homework? 60 words or less. Don't mention the word I. Don't mention a feature or benefit about your business. Make it all about the pain.
But do you even finish reading those? I read one line and I'm done and I delete. I don't even finish it. I don't
Yeah.
finish.
Because it's all about me and it's not about you. Hey,
Any of those little like just cliche. Hey,
exactly.
I noticed that you would be great. And Daniel.
Hey, Jenny, I see that you're in real estate. Boom, boom. Here's a problem I've been noticing in your world, Jenny. Is this a problem you have as well? Now you
Oh,
think
you-
about that, like, yeah, you know what?
Yes, it
That
is, Joe.
might be a good response.
And Matt, how do you do it, Matt? Metalman Matt, how do you, if you want to
Matt
talk to
brings a metal,
somebody,
big metal pipe.
how do you,
I'm a
Under
product.
the bed.
he is Italian.
Over his
Joe,
head. I'm a
Joe,
product.
he's Italian, man. He's Italian. There's no
We
telling
bring
how
a
he
big
does it.
aluminum baseball bat and
Yeah. Hey, how do you,
I love
I
it.
thought you were like the metal Matt I knew growing up. So he had a big baseball bat.
Baseball bat. Love it.
yeah.
Got everybody to buy. I bought from him and didn't even know what I was buying.
have you ever watched the movie Casino, Joe?
Yeah, half my family's in it.
Oh, really?
No, but
Not
I'm more of a
surprised.
Goodfellas guy myself.
Of course he is.
Hey, Matt, I know, of course he is. Hey,
Man.
Jokes aside, I'm a lover, not a
Kenny,
fighter. I
sorry,
tell
I'm
jokes
losing
all day
control
on
of the
LinkedIn.
crew.
Can't
I
take
was
me
thinking,
seriously.
though, you keep saying about connecting and meeting. You can meet anybody. I was thinking you can go up. I can go to somebody on the street and meet them. Hey, and I met them. But you can't force a connection. You can't just, I'm going to connect with all of you. You can't do that. It has to be like what Mike did, actually genuinely showing interest, hearing back, making that connection on a deeper level. It's not surface level. And I think that's what continues to go forward. That's why the boutique was like Cheers. They came in. It's like, Mike, oh my goodness, are you here to get something for your wife? How's she doing? It's legit. It's a different connection. That's not just meeting.
Because one's
what
an
is a
investment and the other's
relationship?
a transaction.
That's right. What I want to
Networking,
know.
shaking hands, kissing babies, but true connections is I'm making an investment in this guy's pain, like Mike did. Like that's not easy, especially when you're talking about something like cancer. Like to go in and have those conversations are
Yeah.
painful. To empathize is not something you can fake,
No.
and that's how trust is formed, and that's how relationships develop. That's how you become I don't know what this guy sells, but you should buy 3 of them.
Absolutely. What do you think a relationship is? I didn't spell it correctly, but I want to know what is a real relationship? What is a real relationship? Matt, you got anything on that? When you think everybody says, "Oh, it's a relationship," and it's a relationship sales. What does that mean? What are we talking about?
Yeah, I think a relationship goes both ways. I think it's beneficial to both the buyer and the seller, or the two people.
I like that. I like that answer. Yeah. Very often we want it for us, but we're not really thinking about the other one. It's like the natural flow. If everybody's being exactly who they are, sharing the truth of their product, then things tend to line up. Mike, do you have any thoughts about what is a real relationship?
Going back to something Joe said, he said, we love to go to the weddings, but not the funerals. And going back to my example of Jeff Johnston, Jeff lives in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I live in San Diego. That's not an easy commute. When Jeff's wife died, I got on an airplane in San Diego and I showed up at the funeral. And one of the things Jeff said to me, he said, Mike, I've got lifetime, and I had only known Jeff for maybe a year or 2 at this point. And he said to me, I have people in here in this town of Cedar Rapids that I've known my whole life, and they're not here.
Yeah.
And you are. I mean, that's a relationship. That's
is a
the difference right there.
Absolutely. So what I'd like to do to kind of close us out is go around the horn, and I'd like for us to talk to the younger salesperson, right? There's someone out there, maybe it's a salesperson that's struggling, maybe they're struggling in their personal life, or whatever the case might be, or maybe you just have another message you want to share. But I'd like for y'all to talk to those folks, and let's see if we can help someone out there that wants to make a change, Mike, that wants to make a change. Who wants to go first? Joe's ready for the mic always.
I love talking this stuff. So I mean,
I know he's always ready for the mic.
I love this stuff.
Joe, speak to this person that they're struggling. You want to get their mind right. You want them to have a great sales day. What are you saying to them?
Make the investment in yourself. Step aside. Sales is about investments. It's not about transactions. Make the investment in yourself so you can make the investment in the people you're going to talk to. Typically, I would take a book. It's called The Greatest Salesman in the World by O.G. Mandino. It's about this big. so it's small enough, light enough to smack them in the face and remind them why they should be reading it every day. Because
From
the book
underneath the
contains-
bed. Get up from underneath the bed and hit them with the
Yeah,
book.
right up from underneath the bed, slap them in the face, get that hand underneath there. Make sure to bring bacon with you because most people have dogs and the bacon, will set them straight.
You've done this.
I've done this before, once or twice. But you got to make the investment. This is not a transactional business anymore. Even if your sales is a transaction, everything is about the partnership.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's about the partnership. It doesn't necessarily need to be a relationship, but it needs to be a partnership.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to jump in there on this. You said relationship, and what I wanted to say about
I meant
that,
to say relation hip. Sorry.
yeah, ha ha ha. Hey, but there's variable like different levels of relationship, right? But so it is a relationship. But if it's more transactional product, you don't have to be best friends. You don't have to go to the wife's wedding when she passes away. But Mike, that kind of relationship that needed to be a little stronger. So hey, good stuff. I love invest in yourself. I think that's a fantastic one. Metalman Matt, speak to somebody out there. Maybe they're in the metals business. They're struggling. What would you recommend? You've been doing it a long time.
Bring a
If
baseball bat.
they're new to the metals business, I always tell them ask a lot of questions, and as you ask a lot of questions, you need to listen a lot, right? You need to absorb everything that's going on. That was the way I learned the metals business. Is I asked. You can ask the guys that I first started with. I asked hundreds of questions a week. I'd call guys at 8 o'clock at night and talk to them about metals and plants we were dealing with. And I'd work on the weekends, right? It took me probably 2 years or so to really start absorbing the metals business. But we always say it takes about 3 to 5 years to train somebody. The thing is it's always adapting. I mean, now you can see even in everyday life, right? There's tariffs on everything, right? There's tariffs on metals coming into the country. So there's things that are affected in the metals business that are affected by everyday humans. So ask a lot of questions. There's never a dumb question unless you ask it 2 or 3 times in a row, and you're getting the same answer.
That's a good one. Hey,
you should also be passionate about what you're wanting to do, whether that's sales, you're selling a product, or you're providing a service. If you're not passionate about it, you're not going to ask a lot of questions.
Well, hey, let me just say this. One of the things I was going to talk about, but we're running out of time, is the different styles. Jenny's got her style of sales. When she sold, she was fantastic in the boutique. Mike's got his style. Joe obviously has his style. And Matt's got his style. It's different, but he's a great listener. He's a great question asker, and that's why he moves the needle. And so there's different ways of getting there. Appreciate you, Matt. Antarctic Mike, what do you think? What are you going to say to that person that's struggling in life or struggling in sales? Because I think they're the same thing. It's a human being game.
Let go of the outcomes and the expectations. Cut the strings that are attached to the things you want and need, and just go make a difference in somebody's life because it's the right thing to do.
Oh, I love that. The right thing to do. And there's a lot of fulfillment in that. I'm going to go to my cousin, Jenny Winnie, on this Thursday. Hey, tomorrow we're going to do something. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but we're going to try to have a lot of people on the bus, have a great conversation. Jenny Winnie, you sold a lot of clothes. You had a successful boutique. Talk to someone out there. What does it take to have a successful boutique, to make it all come together? You're selling, you're buying. What is it?
I have to say, everything that Mike has said, I feel like I've done that too. It's like, you create those relationships. The transactions come later, but that relationships with those people, that's why I bought the product from people, because of those relationships. I bought lines that I might could have gotten over here cheaper, but it was the relationship with these people. So it's the same thing. Even with my customers, I ended up at their funerals, ended up at their kids' weddings. It's about those kind of relationships. That's not normal. You don't usually invite the person from, the local mall to come somewhere. It's like developing these specializing things. So it's like, I agree completely with I have to say, Mike's exactly the same thing I did. It was like, just become people's friends and have authentic, genuine conversations.
Hey, great stuff today. I want to thank Mike. I want to thank Joe. I want to thank Metal Man Matt. And of course, Jenny Winnie for the return of Jenny Winnie and the Average Dude. Been a lot of fun. And we miss Freddie. He'll be back next week. And we'll have Friday tomorrow. So, hey, have a
Wait,
great
Daniel.
third. Hey,
Joe, would you like me to draft up some like responses for your little your DMs? Like I could be like, "Hey, you turd,
no.
you're getting on my nerves."
Can't use words
Yeah.
like turd or
I'll be like,
nerves. You're
"Bless
being
your
way
heart."
too kind. You are
Oh
being
my
way too kind.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell everybody that hey, not a fit for me. I'm gonna share your LinkedIn profile, and I'm gonna tell them how you just inherited money. Oh, listen, her husband's 40 years older
Bless
than her.
your
He
heart.
just died. She's got bags of cash. She loves to spend. Does she buy software? Does she buy software? Software's her middle name. Loves
Does
it.
she buy
Is it
metal?
cybersecurity? She loves cybersecurity.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Hey,
You're next, Mike.
Hey, enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day. See ya.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye. Later.